Black Ops 6 is finally here, and as someone who didn't really enjoy the beta, but wanted to go in with an open mind, play some search and destroy, and just kind of frag out with the squad on some late night FPS shit, this game is delivered in a way that I wasn't expecting. Black Ops 6 is actually a solid game all around in 2024.
New beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup.
She's definitely cross-eyed.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
No, you're just dog shit.
Nah, dude. Just cry more about it. Grown-ass man crying about it. Wah! Wah! These guys are better than me at a video game. Fuck off. Yo, Ray, add me. I'll teach you how to play. Fuck that guy. Oh my god, UAV coming up. Oh my god. Now, the fact that I have to preface this video by saying this is ridiculous, but if you're not a fan of Call of Duty, chances are you're not going to like the next iteration of Call of Duty. But as a fan of the franchise who will call out when a game is good and or bad, like with Vanguard, or in my opinion, Black Ops Cold War, or Modern Warfare 3 with their terrible campaign, but a decently solid multiplayer harkening back to the days of old, Black Ops 6 is the entire package from multiplayer to campaign to zombies, and this is the first year that you can actually play the game on Game Pass, which I think for a lot of people who aren't wanting to spend $80 every single year to play another Call of Duty, this is the game that if you are on the fence, or you're tired of playing Call of Duties, or you're sick and tired of the hit and misses of the franchise, this is the one. Because leading up to the release of this game, a lot of the marketing revolved around the fact that this is the longest development cycle a Call of Duty game has had ever, with 4 years, and it shows. This is one of the most polished Call of Duty products I think we've ever had, rivaling the polish and the upgrade and that jump that we had with Modern Warfare 2019. I want to start with the campaign. No spoilers here, but contrasting last year's broken, rushed, and just downright terrible story, Black Ops 6 puts you in the boots of Case in the middle of Operation Desert Storm, but the real trouble is actually happening back home. Now, because I don't want to post spoilers, the story has you infiltrating a palace owned by Saddam Hussein, a CIA black site under Capitol Station, as well as finding yourself in an open world environment tasked with assisting Delta Force operatives fighting off Iraqi soldiers in one of the best designed Call of Duty missions in quite some time. Every single mission had something new to do, and I felt like their attention to detail this time around was a welcome change from the last couple of years. The campaign is full of surprises, including the fact that you also get yourself a central hub that you can outfit with different upgrades, very similar to Tarkov's hideout system, and it has its own set of surprises in store. Now, the one thing that I'm not liking about campaigns like this is the fact that you are playing a faceless, silent protagonist. And they opted to do this dialogue very reminiscent of a game like Starfield, where the character's kind of talking to you and then you have a couple of different points you can choose. They have the lines there, and the lines are incredibly simple. I don't know why they didn't just shell out the extra money to at least give you a voiced protagonist. The lines are simple enough to where they could have literally done a voiced and faced protagonist, whether it's a female or a male. They could have, it's Call of Duty. At this point, you guys are multi-billions rich. You could have went the extra mile and done it. I do like the idea that you can talk to these characters in this central hub and actually dig more into the world and the lore of these characters. I like that they did it. It shows a very unique care and attention to detail that we haven't really seen in other games like this. But the silent and faceless protag still kind of throws me off. Now, one thing I really enjoyed that they did this time around was the ability to find cash and other items hidden throughout the levels, and it kind of rewarded exploring a little bit more, and then you could use that cash to then upgrade things around your central hub. You can also replay missions to get cash, because there are skins that you can use in multiplayer and Warzone that you can only unlock through playing the campaign and playing those missions over. I love it because it rewards you for not only playing the campaign, but also the replayability factor rewards you even more in other modes. Very well done. And again, avoiding spoilers, every single character in this campaign, fantastic. From the voice acting to the narrative that they actually gave them to some of the backstories that you learn about. They did such a fantastic job. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is probably the best Call of Duty campaign that's ever released, from gameplay to feature sets to the actual storyline going on, and the way that everything just kind of ties together to set up future games. And everything from the action set pieces to the stealth sequences, it just played really, really well. And you can tell that they definitely took their time with it. Very, very impressed there. Now, switching gears to multiplayer, I've been residing in the hardcore playlist, a lot of search and destroy, a lot of free for all, just trying to level up guns, get ready for the Warzone integration, and really just have fun with my friends. And it's been a blast. Now, unlike last year's, all of the maps in the multiplayer are brand new, and there's 16 to go through. And out of the 16 that are available across all different playlists, there's a small handful that I didn't really enjoy, but for the most part, the maps play pretty well. The ones I didn't enjoy, let's talk about it. The one map that was in the beta that I fucking hated, and it actually might have led to me like not enjoying the beta as much as a full game, is Scud. It's that map with the satellite in the middle. It's so asymmetrical where one lane just gives you so much more cover. The other lane, if you're playing, again, I'm talking search and destroy terms here, the one side of the map is way more favorable to attack than the other just because of the way it's built out. You can kind of creep into that building, but the satellite in the middle basically is like favored to one team. They can just run up there and you basically have the entire map to look over. It's just not very well built, and it's not fun to play. Payback is a very small map. It's set in the Bulgarian mountains, the rogue Black Ops safe house that you use inside the campaign. That's what this map is based off of, and like it's small. There's no flow to it at all. It's not as good as a map like Shipment, which is like that very small contained map. But like, obviously, because you're in the mountains, there's just edges to the map that kind of just cut off lanes, and it just doesn't flow very well. Not a big fan of it. The other map that I actually think like should just never be in a Call of Duty game ever again is Stakeout. It's like an apartment complex, and it's small. Again, no flow. It's not like Shipment. It's literal chaos. If you're playing a respawn mode on it, you literally have to spawn and just lay down because bullets are flying fucking everywhere. It's one of those maps that, like, if you like chaos and you just like running around, run, die, run, die, run, die, you might actually like it. Me, as like a more objective-based game player, I fucking hate these maps. One map that I actually thought was really well done was Subsonic. It's that small map with the hangar in the middle, and you can actually control the garage doors to like open the middle lane, which takes you inside the hangar. I thought that was really well done because of those doors kind of giving you a little bit of buffer room to get to your positions, run the outside route if you want to. I just think it's a very well-designed small map. One of the best maps in the game, in my opinion, is Vorkuta. This is a Soviet labor camp that is featured in the campaign, but it's in a completely different layout. But Vorkuta is, it's a great fucking like snow-based map, and I really, really enjoy it. That reminds me of like old Call of Duty designed maps. I really fuck with it. Lowtown's another one that has like a blend of old school 3-lane Call of Duty gameplay, but then there's just like a maze of buildings in between, and it reminds me more of like a Modern Warfare 2019 map. I know a lot of people would probably hate that. I actually really enjoy it. And I actually think Rewind, like the Blockbuster Kentucky Fried Chicken map, I think is actually really well done. It's a very straightforward map. Like, you have the road, you can go behind the buildings, and that's really it. There's kind of only like 2 lanes unless you're playing in between all of the buildings. It actually flows really, really well. Great map for search and destroy. I fuck with it a lot. A lot of the maps in the game are actually really good. Again, I really only have a problem with a few of them. And out of the 16 that you get at launch, you know, I actually think they did a pretty good job this time around delivering on new content. Now, they did bring back Classic Prestige, so once you level up to max level, you can choose to do it all over again, and you unlock rewards based on that. A lot of people were excited for that. I think it's cool. The one thing that does cheese me off about the multiplayer right now is the fact that I'm a big search and destroy player. I throw on hardcore search, and that is really all we fucking play. I'm an objective-based game player, like that's what I want, but the XP gain for both weapons and your character playing Search and Destroy is fucking abysmal compared to jumping in and just doing a free-for-all, because you're obviously getting more kills, you're respawning, you're using the weapons more, but it sucks that if you're a search player, you kind of get fucked, and it's usually the case in Call of Duty, but it feels like this time around, I don't know if they nerfed the XP, but like, It's brutal leveling guns and leveling up in this game if you just play search. So if you're a search player and you're jumping into the multiplayer, just know if you want to unlock all of the attachments, level up your guns, get the camos, and do all that, you're gonna have to branch out a little bit, and that's what we've just started doing now. We've been playing a lot of domination, hard point, kill confirmed, all in hardcore though. I love hardcore for leveling guns. Speaking of leveling guns, I am not a big zombies guy, but I have heard that zombies this time around is actually really good. I don't touch round-based zombies. I'm just not a fan of it. I really enjoyed the DMZ style zombies from last year. A lot of people hated that. So I think I'm just like on a different wavelength when it comes to zombies. But I've heard good things about it this year. I just haven't played it yet. I've been focusing on the campaign, focusing on just playing like in 6v6 with the boys, because that's just what I play Call of Duty for. But it also has a fully featured zombies mode. So if you guys are zombies fans, it's here as well. And from what I understand, this is third-party knowledge, a lot of people say that like Treyarch and like Black Ops zombies are the best. So there you go. And honestly, like I can't lie, as somebody who doesn't buy into the Game Pass mentality of just buying a subscription and really not owning any of your games, I like purchasing Call of Duty every year because I'm an FPS centric channel, but also I can usually find a little bit of fun in them when it comes to playing through the campaign, playing with the guys. This is the most I've played multiplayer in like the launch window, I think, ever. I've been having a blast. It reminds me a lot of jumping into 2019. The game is incredibly polished compared to the last couple of years. And I will say, as much as the Omni movement is the new gimmick this time around, I'm not really seeing it utilized as much. I mean, granted, I'm not the best player. It's not going to be throwing me in with like phase and optic, but I haven't really been seeing it like utilized as much as I thought. A lot of people find that if you just keep your feet planted on the ground, you can still do very, very well. And it's kind of the tried and true method. So the Omni movement thing, yes, very gimmicky, not something I really give a shit about. There were a couple of moments where like I dive around a corner and it goes insane. I get the headshot and people are freaking out. Other than that though, it just feels like a very polished Call of Duty title with new maps, new content. So if that's something that you're into, I really do think you're gonna have a blast this time around. It is the most polished Call of Duty we've had in years. And two of my biggest complaints in the multiplayer side is the fact that their spectator cam was always busted. You would always die, try to swap to somebody else, it just wouldn't fucking go. It actually works this time around. Yay, good stuff 20 years fucking later. And the UI has been completely streamlined. There are still elements of that Hulu UI still kicking around here in the camo screen and stuff, but for the most part, they actually did a fantastic job of cleaning up the mess that Infinity Ward left within their UI. And then on the other hand, I actually hate the fact that they took away the time between rounds for search and destroy where you can talk shit. They're still there, but they're like 2 to 3 seconds and you have to like quickly get your insult in before the next game. I see the writing on the wall there. Probably 3 years from now, we're not even gonna have it at all. I don't know if they're trying to cut down on toxicity, but that's why we play Call of Duty. We want to talk shit to the other team. It's nothing like, it's not personal, it's nothing like that, but they're cutting it down, they're chipping it away very, very slowly, but at least it's still there, I guess. And it seems like the energy in the community around this release is really, really positive for the first time in honestly a long time, which is another great thing. When you're going online and you're reading, oh, this COD sucks, blah, 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 there hasn't been a lot of bullshit around the game this time around, at least from what I'm seeing in my corners of the internet. A lot of people seem to be digging it. Let me know what you guys think down below. This is my review of, I guess, the multiplayer and campaign. Both of them I had great experiences with. I literally just want to wrap this video up and just go play for the rest of the night. Zombies, I don't think I'm going to touch. Don't come to me for zombies opinions. I'm not a wave-based game mode guy like that, so there's other YouTubers that do it. If you're here for like pure gunplay, this game fucks. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. My name is Big Fry. Thank you guys for watching the video, and we got ourselves another banging Call of Duty title to enjoy for probably the next couple of months until everybody decides that they hate it. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.